fantasy football.
It's my quarterback. If you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
How's your fantasy team looking this year?
I won $1 million.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
This is Janelle James, and you're listening to My Fantasy Wife Podcast.
My Fantasy Wife Podcast.
Style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable.
Blair.
I watched 40 minutes of Space Jam this weekend. It's 40 minutes of my life. I'm not going to get back.
Put that in your pipe and smoke.
Gary.
They had already announced he was leaving. He just didn't want to wait out the 30. You know, when you quit a job, you got to give him 30 days or whatever.
2 weeks. You've never had a real job, have you?
No.
He is the man in the fantasy world.
Drew.
You're not a Peyton Manning fan,
I'm not a Manning fan.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Lewis.
You love Burger King.
Yeah, I like Burger King.
Yeah.
Not the game. We're talking about practice, man.
You're listening to My Fantasy Wife Podcast. www.myfantasywife.com.
Welcome, listeners, to My Fantasy Wife, the weekly sports meets comedy meets marriage podcast, where a husband and wife discuss sports, fantasy leagues, and their impact on pop culture and relationships, including their own. I am the wife, comedian Blair Postman. Woohoo! I'm joined by my husband and sports stat expert, Gary Hames. And also filling in at Hot Topics and social media maven, our ombudsman and local TV personality, Wills Maxwell.
How goes it?
It goes. And rounding things out, sound engineer, comedian, and man about town, Mr. Louis Bishop. To never miss our weekly episodes and extras, subscribe in iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at My Fantasy Wife Podcast, Twitter at My Fant Wife, and support the podcast by liking and rating us in iTunes. Miss any of that? Then go to our website, myfantasywife.com, with links to everything. Gary?
Yes.
Tell us about this week's sponsor.
Sure, Blair, we got a new sponsor after last week's surprise sponsor. This week, for a change, we've got Podhive.
Woohoo!
Podhive.com matches small to mid-sized podcasts at advertisers. Podcasts get matched with advertisers who might otherwise miss them. Advertisers get heard by listeners of cool podcasts who would be their perfect customers. It's actually an audio sponsorship love connection.
Aww.
Go to podhive.com for more information, Blair. If you didn't know that, let me repeat it. It's podhive.com.
That's wonderful. Well, we're pacing ahead in the intro today.
Yeah, you ever see? You remember in Pac-Man when they got that button you press it, all of a sudden it goes twice as fast?
Yeah,
that's this show.
Okay, all right, hold on.
Miss Pac-Man?
No, right. Yeah, maybe Miss Pac-Man. Yeah,
maybe it was Miss Pac-Man.
Maybe you're right.
All right, guys. Just a note to our listeners out there: this week, episode 118, comedian CHRIS Calegero.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I just kind of had a brain thing happen.
Okay.
And next week, Pranav Bahari.
Yeah.
And then upcoming Elisa Hush and Emily Winter and lots of cool stuff. And also, this is fun. We're going to tape an extra that we're going to release 4th of July week, because we're going to actually be off 4th of July. I'm trying to institute more humane, employee-friendly policies here at My Fantasy Wife Podcast. Yes, well.
Can I talk to you about my hours?
Yeah, my paycheck has been slim recently.
Contractor, yes, we'll discuss that at the meeting.
It feels like you've just been dangling hours in front of me.
Right, and you've never even, not actually fulfilling.
Yeah.
But anyway, that week we're going to release a special Game of Thrones preview and Fantasy League episode over July 4th with our Game of Thrones Dragon Master instead of Dungeon Master. I thought it was fun. Dragon Master Joe Perot.
Wow.
So, yeah, and he's gonna be sort of our judge and jury for this year's Fantasy League, and we're talking about if there are any tweaks we want to make to how we do it. And he's going to do the preview, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you think the other kid that does this show with us is going to be mad that Joe Perot gets to be Dragon Master? Because remember how excited he was when he found out I had dragons in whatchamacallit?
Yes, the dragons are back?
Yes, right.
One of the episodes, yeah.
He's going to be mad.
Well, you know what? You snooze, you lose.
Yeah?
And I think you're talking about Drew Harrison.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, right. Okay. The guy we've been doing the podcast with for a couple of years.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Well,
Didn't he used to be a girl?
No.
He did.
No, well,
He
Maddie
used to be a girl.
Springer was our first social media maven.
No.
Yes, Maddie Springer was.
Really?
And she was for a few months, and then she got promoted and got a fancier job, and then moved to Richmond, and so now we have Drew Harrison.
Richmond, that rings a bell.
You grew up in Richmond.
No,
Outside
no,
of
I
Richmond.
did not.
Okay, this is a lot. All right, guys, how's everybody doing this week?
Good. Well.
All right, wonderful.
Swell.
We're doing great. Gary gets a lot of brownie points from me this weekend. He used to be in the used furniture business, and he hates inferior particle board furniture. He hates all the stuff that's going to fall apart or warp or expand and not be able to shut the drawers anymore. He hates all of it. Mm-hmm. He also hates paying full price for anything, but especially furniture. And the thing is, though, we have clothes. And they need to go in something other than plastic bins.
Unlike the rest of you.
Yeah,
we've
got clothes. A lot of them are really quite old.
No one knew that I had been doing the show naked the whole time.
Right, exactly.
Thanks
Well,
for blowing the spot.
I knew.
And they
yeah, you're right next to me. Sorry.
And they wouldn't have known, Wills, had you not just said that.
Oh, right.
So, Gary, what year did you buy the polo shirt you're wearing right now?
Early 90s.
Right, so it's not that we're clothes horses per se. It's just that we don't get rid of a lot of stuff.
Right.
But we do have clothes, and we do need to put them in things. And so for a few months, I've been saying, can we please just buy the $70 dresser from Target until you find the perfect... Because here's the thing. It takes a while to find the perfect looking and priced used furniture.
This is not a true story.
It is 100% true.
No.
And
well,
so,
sometimes you have to let the perfect furniture find you.
Right. Well, and that was my thing. Look, this is only $70. When the perfect thing finds us, we'll put it in the dresser.
The thing that you're not mentioning...
I'm getting to it. Here's the thing.
You're not getting to it.
I am.
No, I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say.
Okay, well, here's my last thing. These pieces of furniture, if you will, do not come fully assembled.
They don't come fully assembled?
Come assembled at all.
How many pages was the instruction booklet?
I think you said it was 30 pages.
31-page instruction booklet to put together a 3-drawer dresser.
Wow. That is more than Hop on Pop.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Dr. Seuss book.
Oh, yes.
That is more than a Dr. Seuss book, sorry. Make my references broader.
And a lot less enjoyable to read.
Less rhyming, almost no rhyming in the instruction book to put together, almost no life lessons.
I really enjoyed Jim Carrey in that Hop on Pop movie.
That was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't think they were going to put him in the suit, but he actually got in that pop suit.
Yeah,
they hopped on him.
That was good. My thing is this. Wills, you've been having troubles with your paycheck for months now.
Yeah.
And they have clothes and dressers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, clearly, I don't have clothes right now.
Right.
I need more hours so I can get clothes.
Well, okay. Well, we're going to talk about this in the staff meeting tomorrow, Wills. I mean, I told you, we're going to talk about the stuff. HR's
Am I going to be on clock for the meeting? Are we going to finally start paying us to be in the meeting?
Easy.
Yeah,
Nobody's on clock for the meeting. It's a meeting. You're not doing any work.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Anyway, it took Gary... Now, I will say this. Gary, not once did he raise his voice. Not once did he swear. It was put together with 98% accuracy. The drawers work. It fits perfectly.
We did make one minor... by we, I mean me. I did make one minor mistake.
But I didn't say anything about it. I didn't say...
It's easily correct.
There's a front panel that's turned the wrong way, and we just got to stain it white. Or I don't care if we never do. Because I know the perfect dresser will find us one day, and we'll put this in the closet and put, like, shoes I won't throw away from 1988 in it. And it's fine. So this was all to compliment you, Gary. If I had put the dresser together, what do you think it would have been? First of all, would it be done?
No.
Would someone be dead?
Probably. If I had been in the room with you while you put it together, I would be dead.
But you might have been at your own hands because you didn't want to hear it
Right.
anymore.
I didn't say how.
Right, exactly. Let's see. Would the drawers close?
No.
Would I have hurt
myself?
myself?
The drawers would not be drawers.
What level of PTSD would our cats have from hearing the swearing?
Yeah, they didn't like it when I did it.
I'm not a patient person, is what I'm saying. So, guys, cheers.
There were
cheers
30.
to
Listen,
bravo.
Let me quick quiz here. Let me ask y'all a question. How many pieces do you think it takes to make a 3-drawer dresser?
Are we counting wood also?
There's no wood in this dresser.
We're counting everything: screws, nuts, bolts, wood, particle board, everything.
I'm gonna say 2, 4, that's 6.
Carry the 9. Carry the 9.
Oh, no, yeah, they messed me up with that.
Sorry.
I'm gonna say that there was 67 pieces.
Oh, my child, you are so naive.
How many pieces?
Well, there were 33 pieces of particle board. which is a remarkable number.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there was a bag of hardware. I didn't count it, but it had to be 150 pieces,
Yeah,
and not segmented in any way, just all dumped in the same bag and sealed.
Like brackets and screws and stays and then other things that I don't know the name of.
Yeah, I would say there was 150 pieces.
All right, so that was our exercise for the weekend.
It took 3 hours and 10 minutes.
So how much, with your knowledge of furniture and everything like that, how much you said $70 you paid for this?
Yes.
How much is the actual
Well, this is
retail
Gary's
value?
the opportunity
I would have
cost.
charged somebody $25 an hour to put it together when I had my furniture store. And I would have had one of my guys do it. And so took 3 hours and 10 minutes for me, somebody with a lot of furniture building experience, to do. So I would say it costs more in labor to put it together than the item cost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it nice?
But Gary's not bitter about it.
No, it's not nice. It's a piece of complete dog crap.
Totally fine white 3-door that is the exact perfect size for where it needs to go.
It was the right size. I'll
It
give her that.
looks-
Blair did measure it correctly. It was exactly the right size.
It was clean.
Once I put it together.
The drawers are big enough, and it's all for Gary. It's all Gary clothes that are going in there. I might say now I do get to put my jewelry box on it, but but it's all Gary stuff going in there. He's cycling up. He's out of plastic bins now. He's into a semi-wood structure. It's great. All right, guys. So that's what's going on with me.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know how great it is.
It's pretty great. I'm overly excited about this dresser.
Got to paint those two pieces
All right,
white.
didn't
It
I-
looks a little funny.
Didn't I also get us a TV this month?
You did get us TV
Okay,
this month,
so-
yeah.
okay.
That part went much better. There
Yeah,
was only
that-
one part there.
That was had other stresses. Okay, guys.
I'm digging this music, by the way, Vish.
Yeah, this is very like Sunday brunch kind of music.
Chuck Mangione?
No, this is 80s porn music.
Oh, but
Wow.
somebody had to create it.
So it could
somebody
be Chuck-
composed
so
it.
Could be Chuck
Bishop,
Mangione.
my clothes are already off.
I know.
You cannot play me to strip. They are already gone.
You know, you're not good at negotiating your payment here.
Listen.
I'm trying.
Between Lewis already having you naked and me, whatever stall tactics I've been using for the last year and a half.
Not giving me hours. Not charging for meetings. We've gone.
All right.
I feel like I've been very clear with what I need.
And you didn't even tell him about the company picnic.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I didn't get invited to
Gary. That's only for full-time staff,
I
Gary.
know.
God damn it.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Well, I got so drunk at the Christmas party that I forgot to keep it a secret.
Gary's ixnay on the Christmas.
There was a Christmas.
That was just our
You guys
house.
told me you don't celebrate Christmas.
We
Yeah,
don't.
Blair's Jewish.
Okay. All right, guys. About this time, it'd be a good idea to start getting it. We gotta get going. Gary's got to go to work. Going on some fact checking.
Pay for that dresser. We
Get some hours
Pay for
somewhere
that-
else.
Yeah, do 10 hours to pay for that dresser or something like that. 10 hours more than you already work.
Actually, you pay me better than they do.
Okay, well, there you go. Fact checking with Mr. Wills Maxwell. Listeners, this is the part of the podcast where we talk about the mistakes we made last episode to make room for the mistakes we're going to make this episode. And we usually have our ombudsman, Wills Maxwell, phone it in, but he's here in studio today, everybody. Mr.
Actually
Wills
doing
Maxwell.
it.
Woohoo!
Thanks.
And do we have any? Because last week we
Okay.
did not.
All right, there's that beat. All right, here we go.
Oh.
Ready whenever you're
I remember fact checks like it was only last week, making everything strong so that it isn't weak. Damian Thomason did go to TCU. Mr. Bishop got that right, so that is true. LeBron average score is 5.48. That's good. You can't even hate. All right, I can't keep that up the whole time. I can't keep it. I can't keep that. I love that song.
You know what? You're getting a raise.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, the LeBron average we're talking about, Gary speculated what it might be. He said it was probably like around 48. For this past season, it was 5.48, and overall it's 5.01. The Thunder Warriors conference confirming Gary was right. The Thunder were up 3-1 before the Warriors came back and took the Western Conference last year. We're talking about Samuel L. Jackson Lego pieces. Nick Fury and Pulp Fiction guy Jules does not wear the same suit. They don't wear the same suit.
Oh,
Nick
okay.
Fury doesn't wear a suit. He wears like a black leather jacket and all black
yes.
very tactical.
Yeah, it would be closer to Samuel L. Jackson's from Shaft.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
But with an eye patch.
but with an eye patch. It might
Okay.
be the exact same costume.
Right. Just more tactical, like a gun strapped across his chest.
Yeah.
or something.
Speaking of eye patch, wouldn't that be a great device from Apple? The eye patch. So guys with one eye could have like electronics built into their eye patch.
But what would it really be?
well,
What would they really make? Is that like how they fix all their software, the eye patch?
It could be
that too-
Apple's
too
version
on
of
the
a.
nose?
I don't know. Apple's version of a tire repair kit, the eye patch.
Right. We're going to keep working on it. We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
All right, here's a fun Samuel L. Jackson Easter egg for Gary. And a spoiler for anyone who has not seen Captain America 2 yet. But in Captain America 2...
I thought you said Cats in America.
Cats in America.
It's like, wow, when did that come out? I was going to see that. I didn't even see one.
I've seen 1 through 6, and they're all great. I
Yeah.
mean, they all have their own story to tell.
I'm
They're
tired of
gonna
these
keep going.
effing cats on this motherfucking plane.
Oh, that'd be a great sequel.
They keep coming to them. They keep
Somebody
multiplying.
releases 3 cases of kittens on the flight.
Yes.
Samuel Jackson's just annoyed.
Samuel L.
You know what?
Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson would do that if you. It's just a 2-minute little
He's on
internet
a flight.
video. Funny or die video.
Yeah.
From New York to Denver. Little does he know, this flight
And then he's covered in.
is covered by cats.
and
First
he's-
of all, I don't think these motherfuckers are even spayed.
I'm
he's
tired
dealt-
of these.
He's dealt with snakes before on planes, but one thing snakes don't have: 9 lives.
Oh.
I keep killing them and they keep coming back.
I know how to
Wow,
fight.
that would be a
I know
problem.
how to fight these kittens perfectly.
Nice.
No.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Okay.
All right, so
Okay, now we gotta
your-
work on
sorry,
that.
Your Easter egg, Captain
America
America
2.
2, Nick Fury supposedly dies and they keep him dead in the public eye. The tombstone they give Nick Fury at the end of the movie says Ezekiel 25:17, the path of a righteous man,
nice.
on
Nice.
Nick Fury's tombstone.
That's beautiful. I love that.
All right, so this was just a joke, but just to clarify for the viewers, Jeffrey Tambor did come back for the newest seasons of Arrested Development. That was not why they didn't make a movie. And
Okay.
now for the biggest fact check I have ever done.
Wow.
And this is my fact check. I'm fact checking myself.
Ooh. Very meta.
Last week, I kept score during the conspiracy theory game,
Uh-oh. Yeah.
and last week I miscalculated the score.
Oh.
You don't say.
And we wrongly awarded a tie to both of our contestants when there was a winner.
Oh, my God. Who was the winner?
So with a final score of 4.5 to the other person's 2.5,
Wow,
Lewis,
you butchered that.
I had them both at 3.5. I moved one whole point over.
Oh.
So Mr. Bishop is the winner
Oh
of conspiracy
my
theory.
God. Oh, snap.
So here's the question.
Oh, my snap.
Here's the
Mr.
question.
Vanderploeg's going to be like, no, that's the conspiracy now,
Well, that's the
motherfucker.
question. Did you do that on purpose? Was it a conspiracy
I
to
miscalculated.
fix the conspiracy?
There was
concept?
a
Lewis
question.
is strangely quiet.
There was a question that Lewis stole, and I calculated it to Steve instead of giving it to Lewis because it was a question that Steve got wrong and Lewis got right.
Well, do we go back and fix it? It's kind of like that. I mean, what do we do?
Well, we did say that the tiebreaker was whoever manipulates the value of gold.
Right. Okay, so we're waiting on that.
So we could either.
The
Well,
Rumpelstiltskin
I wasn't going
factor.
to say anything about this, but I went down to the beach after we left here, and a small, like 2-person watercraft put off to shore with no lights,
Oh,
and
God, this
it
is
had the
gonna-
logo of the Crown Prince of Monaco on the side.
Really?
Yeah, just saying.
All right.
So I have a question for you. The reason that Wills did that was because we don't pay him enough, I think. So listen, let me ask you a question, Blair. Correct me if this is wrong. When Wills, before he took the job here, he was making 0.
Right.
Right.
And now how much is he making?
0.
1,000,000 times that.
So you're saying that it's all he's
Yeah, it's all in his
misrepresenting
head.
things.
He's making 1,000,000 times what
It's
he started
another
at.
You follow the mindset of our Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, and that
Yeah.
poverty is just a state of mind.
Right.
Right. Yes. Just the state of
Million
mind.
times
Just
what
the
he
way
was
you
making.
look at it. Yeah.
All right, guys. We got to get going because we're going to have to call
I,
Chris.
however, am making the same thing I started making.
That's fascinating. That was a lot of fact checking.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
I felt guilty about that bullshit fact check from last week.
I
It
still
was-
wanna, Mr.
it was
Bishop,
true.
what do you think about this now that you've
Well, there's always justice after death. That's the thing, is
You're not
that,
dead?
Well, I mean, the podcast last week, it's over. You know, I can't go back.
Yeah, they used a very slow-acting poison because they didn't want to get connected with it. He's not dead yet.
Yeah, I know what happened, and now the truth is known, but it'll be swept under the rug by LeBron James or something else
All
on
right.
this podcast. We should
Speaking
spend the
of
rest of the
which-
time talking about this, but we won't because we're afraid of the truth And the truth is, I won last week.
Oh boy! And the truth is that boy, we are short on time.
Do you think it's a coincidence that he had a tattoo on his butt cheek put on last week that said 4.5-2.5 with a big circle around it with a red line through it? Do you think that's a coincidence?
Yeah, I did that when he showed it to us earlier. Yeah, I thought that
I
was
didn't
a
show it to you again. I don't own clothes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
In fact, what I know to be true is that we're running short on time because we got to call Chris soon.
Okay. All right.
Can I have a little hot topic swish? All right, guys. I don't know. I got some stuff on here, but NBA playoffs. LeBron stats in the fourth game were crazy, record breaking, and they did win. They
blew them away
to fight another day.
LeBron's averaging a triple double. He would, if he finished the series, he'd be the first person in the history of the NBA Finals to average a triple double, and he would be the loser and would not win the MVP.
Yeah.
So that's unusual.
So is the next game tonight?
Yes.
No,
Monday.
And they're in they're
hockey
in San Francisco
is tonight.
Okay, and so let's get to that in a second. But so I mean, can they sustain this? Can the Cavaliers do an amazing comeback, even more amazing than last year's?
They
amazing?
can. I do not believe it will happen because they've got 2 games in Golden State. I just don't see them beating them with Golden State twice. But it's not impossible. I would like to see that. I always root for the 1,000,001 thing. Yeah.
No, why not?
I hate. All right, listen. I hate LeBron James.
Why?
Oh, why?
This is episode 118. How are we just getting to this?
Well, I don't listen. I don't hate.
I mean, because he's come up before.
I don't hate LeBron James. Let me take it back. I hate how much people love LeBron James.
Okay.
Okay.
You just hate joy.
I just hate like this. Like it's almost the same. I mean, there's
I
other
don't
reasons
think they
for Tom
love him.
Brady. Yes, they do. You can't like.
He was
I feel like
revived
he's
when he
pretty
left
maligned.
Cleveland and went to Miami to be the big 3 and make the money. Everybody hated his guts. They became villains.
Who said that?
Everybody.
Everybody.
All the fans. Yes. No.
The people
It's
of
like
Cleveland.
When he had that TV
It's
show
like
and
the
he came
boyfriend-
on and made the decision or whatever, he got
I feel
utterly
like his whole
panned.
PR has been coming back from that.
Yeah, I
still.
agree.
It's
They
like-
might love him now, but it hasn't been that way the whole time.
They've loved. It's like the boyfriend that gets away and you hate him while he's away, but then when he comes back, all is forgiven and you love him even more.
I told you that.
So
I've never had such a boyfriend. Is that a thing?
Well, it is. Yes.
And
You-
so
I love all my boyfriends
You
always.
hold a grudge,
listen,
or
no,
are
I-
you just
no,
do you have
I-
Sometimes I invite
self-respect?
them all over at once.
I hate how much everyone loves like the sports. Like you can't.
Do you mean
it's
like
never,
the media?
Yes. How
Okay.
it's never how well the other team played. It's how LeBron lost the game. That's what it always is.
Right.
And they spend way more time. I would feel bad for everyone, like the Golden State Warriors and all these people. They're talking way more about LeBron James.
I feel bad for all
But
the
I don't think
millionaires
they,
on the other
I
team.
think exactly
I still
opposite.
feel
I don't
bad for
think
him.
they love him when they do that. I think that's their way of hating. Like they pick
No.
it. He could win 4-0 and he wouldn't do enough. Like it's always what he didn't do, even when they win.
Oh no, it's like
I
it's.
don't know, man.
You
I
have to
listen to a
listen-
lot of basketball. They
What are you
crush
saying?
him. They
Are you
crush
saying
him.
That Mr. Bishop does not listen to a lot of
No.
basketball?
I'm sure.
Kind of sounded
he does
that
too.
way.
Well, maybe if you weren't so insecure about our love for each other, you wouldn't throw questions like that out.
Okay, look,
Right.
that's not a topic for now.
Okay.
That's a topic for
Yeah.
after. All right, in the next staff
Is that why he
meeting
kept
tomorrow.
slamming my hand in that new dresser I built?
Look, I'm the one who came away with an
Remake it!
injury. I'm the one who came away with an injury. See that? Gary slammed my finger.
She didn't tell you the most interesting part of the conversation, which when she said, "Are those 2 boards supposed to have the backside facing out?" And I said no, and she said, "Take it apart."
No, I did not.
Put it back together.
He
right.
was going to, and I said, "You cannot take." I go, "Nobody cares. Nobody cares. For the love of Christ, nobody cares." Because it worked really perfect. Like this, the drawers never roll in and out nicely on those things. And
So-
Gary is a professional, and so they did. Go ahead,
So
LeBron.
$25 an hour
Wait.
for 3 hours of work. And you, how much did the ice cream that you bought me cost?
It's like $5. Like,
Was it really $5? Maybe it was
Together.
more like $3.99.
Oh.
Oh, counting your ice cream.
yeah,
Bishop, check out these 1%ers with their $5 ice cream.
no, total for the 2 of us together. Dairy Queen. Well,
Yeah.
they weren't. It wasn't
Yeah.
just like we went to Dairy Queen to celebrate, and so Gary wouldn't hate me. But so you're like
Name brand ice cream.
Yeah.
you're the. It's not.
She
ice
won't
cream.
even buy ice cream at a place named after male royalty. It has to be Dairy Queen.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I'm very. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like Ice King or anything
No.
like that. So you are the
I
LeBron.
get day-old ice cream,
Right.
which is just bad milk. It's
Isn't that-
just bad.
And he's not wearing any clothes, so when he drops a big dollop in his lap, it's not pretty.
It's not.
No, it's not. So Gary, you're
I
the
have strawberry stains on my skin.
That's wow.
Yeah.
Gary, you are the LeBron James of putting together dressers. But let me ask you this: So you don't think it's going to end with Cavs making a great comeback? I mean, it'd be hard to think that now. I mean, but except that they did last year something close, but not the same.
I believe last year at 3-1, I predicted that the Cavs were going to win, and I was right.
Yeah.
Do I want to do it again? I'll do it again.
Okay.
All right.
And
heard it here first, folks.
All right. And
Brian
Bishop,
Bava, you heard it here first.
And Bishop.
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday yesterday, Brian Bava, by the way.
Yes. And if anyone else would like to start listening, we'll mention you by name on your birthday,
That's right.
too.
We absolutely will.
Join the My Fantasy Wife birthday club.
Yeah,
yes.
Tweet us.
You know
what?
One strong and growing.
You know what? Tweet us at My Fat Wife, and we will announce your birthday on the air the week that we air it.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, can I have a little...
I will buy Louis Bishop a cheeseburger for every entry that we receive.
We have to move on. Is there anything on the NBA before we move on?
Not like Fork and Cork, though, like a McDonald's.
Okay, anything...
I can't afford it. I don't get paid anything on the show.
Oh, my God, please.
It's a talent. It is a talent he has.
If people who didn't listen to this podcast said, hey, who interrupts all the time and can't go forward, which among you? They'd all say me.
Yes, right.
But that's the cruel hoax of this thing. Everyone thinks Gary is like very put upon
So
and so forth. But
100% of the people are wrong, and you're right.
No,
is that what you're telling
I
us?
said of the people who don't listen to the podcast.
Which is everyone but Brian Bava. So 100% of the people are wrong, and you're right.
Brian Bava knows what's
Happy
up.
birthday.
He probably does.
Hashtag stay woke. Okay.
Yes.
So can we have change of topic music, please, Mr. Bishop? All right, we're not going to get to all this, but
God, that was refreshing.
NHL playoffs. Anything else?
3-2 Penguins playing in Nashville tonight.
And the Penguins are up 3-2.
Yes.
Okay. And this is as hard as they've had to try in the finals in a while.
I'll take Nashville.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Going with the underdogs today.
All right. Sounds good.
Is it because they have better facial hair?
I once stayed in a hotel overnight in Nashville that had a pool shaped like a fiddle. So I'm just partial to Nashville, I guess.
Wow.
Gary's allegiances are quixotic.
Right.
And they can be bought.
Devil went down to Nashville. He was looking for a place to take a dip.
All right, we got to move on now.
Not the way I was going.
All right, that's it. I think. Is there anything else about the NHL? I don't know how there possibly could be.
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, that's it. Let's say boom, because we got to mention this. French Open, Ostapenko.
Hey, you forgot baseball.
Well, I'll get. You always tell me there's nothing going on.
Well, I would just happen to be listening to radio at 2:00 or 2:30 today.
Because I got to cut something.
Atlanta was up 2-1 on the Mets in third inning.
Okay. It's not quite
two sucky teams are playing each other right now.
It's not quite a fiddle-shaped pool for the devil, but okay.
Right.
All right, can I have another change of topic music? Swish?
Sure.
Because Gary hijacked that one.
What did he do?
He hijacked it by talking about the Major League Baseball. All right. French Open, Ostapenko stuns Halep. I don't know who Halep
Yeah, this is everything that's wrong with tennis in this one sentence.
For major title, Wawrinka stands between Nadal and history.
The top four: Ostapenko, Halep, Wawrinka, and Nadal. Okay, I've heard of Nadal.
You know Rafael Nadal, yeah.
So you've heard of one of the four finalists.
Okay, but let's not go down that path, which we've talked about a lot.
Where's Jack Sock?
Let's talk it right
Oh,
now.
he lost in the first round. Number
Yes.
one American lost in the first round.
Yes, he did.
So somebody was seeded like 400th.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Gary, you know what American tennis needs?
What's that?
A hero?
It needs a hero. It needs.
Where have all the good balls gone?
It needs you to come in as either a player or a coach. I don't know how this Disney movie plays out, but it involves you coaching or playing to win the French Open.
I did have a Stan Smith
Did you
wooden
like
racket
my
when I was
under
growing up.
song?
It was good.
Okay,
It's perfect score. That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking of.
I was starting to run out of lyrics. I'm glad you stopped when you did. But the thing is, Gary, this was an amazing story, though, right? This is the first unseeded man or woman ever to win one of the Grand Slam majors.
Yes, although I've been waiting for something like this to happen because there aren't any good tennis players anymore, so anybody could just walk off the street and
Well,
win.
I feel like maybe she practiced.
She
You
did,
know what I
but
mean?
you know what I'm saying?
She's only 20
listen,
years old.
there's some truth. If there was a Steffi Graf in the world, this would never happen. You know what I mean? There really is some truth to that. You can be unseeded and win the French Open now because there isn't anybody that's any good. And the two people that are good are now 40 or something, and they're not going to win much longer.
Yeah.
And where's the next one?
I don't know.
I don't either.
And Gary, just for the record, you don't need them to be American. You just need them to be consistent and interesting.
Well, I would like to see an American male tennis player higher than like 50th in the world. I do not understand that. We got to have more tennis courts and more like high school tennis programs than any country in the world.
Yeah.
So how do we not have one person in the top whatever? I don't
know.
get it.
I don't know.
Where's Nick Bollettieri's tennis academy taking all the 12-year-olds out of school and giving them hookers in return for being like star tennis players? Where's that?
Was that the Louisville guy's name, and then you changed it for tennis?
No, that's a tennis guy. They used to run this ridiculous tennis camp for
Well,
12-year-olds in
that
Florida.
he
He developed like McEnroe and all those guys.
He's probably in jail if he did exactly what you
well,
said.
that was just kind of my take on it.
Okay. I was like, you did a Louisville like basketball program.
No,
spin.
all those girls, like all the super young, like 12 and 14 year olds, they all went to Nick Bollettieri's tennis academy. All of them.
Jennifer Capriati.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
she was the poster
Now I
child.
remember. Yeah, she had problems.
Yeah.
But
can I ask one super quick question? Belmont Stakes. Did they do something with the horse?
no, I was just like, I don't know who won.
Because I like a ribeye if we're.
Gary. Not that kind of steak. Spelled differently.
I got you.
You're a pretty good speller usually.
No, I'm a terrible speller.
But Ostapenko, she's only 20 years old, so maybe she's going to be the next interesting person.
Maybe.
All right.
Ostapenko.
All right.
You were over the hill at 20 years ago.
All right. We do not have time to talk about U.S.-Mexico World Cup qualifier.
Okay.
Or the Belmont Stakes. We got to call Chris.
Or the interest.
Calegero. We're going to call Chris Calegero, guys. And we're going to call him on the Dead Crow Comedy Room Celebrity Talk Line. Dead Crow Comedy Room in Wilmington, North Carolina, has weekly events featuring local and regional comedians like free comedy bingo every Tuesday, hosted by our own Louis Bishop and in-booth sidekick Lou Morgante, as well as nationally touring comics from TV and movies every weekend, like June 16 and 17. It's going to be a headliner Jack Knight. Whether you're a local or visiting Wilmington, NC on your beach vacation, be sure to visit them at Dead Crow or check them out at deadcrowcomedy.com. That's deadcrowcomedy.com. It is very hard to focus when one of the greatest songs of all time is playing. All right. I'm going to call Chris Calegero. He's been looking for it. I don't know.
CDB is on.
All right. We're calling him.
Better fiddle a gold against your soul that I swim better than you.
Hold on.
A fiddle-shaped a fiddle-shaped swimming pool of gold against your soul.
Hold this.
Swim better than you.
I would like it if it was synchronized, not like laps.
How could you swim laps in a fiddle-shaped pool?
Well.
Hello?
Chris Calegero.
Yes, is
Leave
this?
a message.
Oh.
Oh.
I just texted him.
Oh, wow.
He got
We
you.
turned the CDB off for that.
Oh no! We're going to play it again. I just texted him. He's good to go. He's good to go.
Yeah, good to go shopping while we are left hanging.
No. I told him it might be $350, so maybe. I don't know. Should we try him right now, or should I give him like another 2.5 minutes? What's this?
This is another song.
Hotel California?
No. This is a little known track called Hotel Nashville.
All right, wait a second. We can hold off on calling Chris back for a second. I just imagine they're going to be novelty lyrics.
Yes.
I know Gary would want to hear that.
So you came in from Memphis.
Yeah.
Needed a place to stay. But you gotta take your boots and throw them away. You can stay in a room now.
It started so strong.
If you like music, unless it's not country, then you better lose it.
Okay. Well, it started super strong.
Yeah, that first line was...
that was killer.
Oh, okay.
We're going to work on it.
How much money was he making in royalties before he made that up? Zero. And how much is he making now?
$1 million times.
Right.
Harry wonders how he could ever sit next to the pool. One is shaped like a fiddle. And he do what he do.
I would have ran cool
Then he
with
jumps
fool.
in there in the catfishing in hell. He can tell to himself, is this salt water or is it chlorine? But yet he keeps swimming.
Could you put the fish in the
He put the fish away. They say we'll never take the fish away because that's what we do today.
I'll let that slide.
Welcome to the Hotel Nashville.
There's a fiddle pool.
Such
There's
a
a fiddle
pool.
pool. There's a fiddle pool.
Gary's Women Loves in Nashville Hotel. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely place to dip your face.
All right. All right, wow. I feel bad for Chris now because we're going to call him.
And he can't possibly compete with this.
He can't compete with this.
Right, I feel bad for him too.
All right, let's give him a try.
Okay.
We're going to give him a try. I have a game which we're going to play one way or the other.
If he doesn't answer this time, I'm making Topher call him.
Oh, whoops. I think I got it. Here, hold this. Hold this, girl.
Hello.
Oh, is this Chris Calegero?
This is Chris Calegero.
This time? This is Blair Postman from My Fantasy Wife podcast, and you're on the air. How are you, Chris?
Oh, I'm good. How are you? I'm on the air. This is exciting.
And by on the air, I mean we are recording live, and we do not edit. Oh, very much anyway. All right, Chris.
Whatever.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I've never been edited.
Chris, let me tell you who's in the room, in the studio with us here. Besides myself, is my husband and sports stat expert, Mr. Gary Hames.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey. Hi, Gary. How are you?
Good.
And filling in at Hot Topics and social media maven is our ombudsman, comedian Wills Maxwell.
How's it going, Chris?
Oh, hey, Wills. How are you? Good to talk to you again.
You too, man.
And then rounding things out, sound engineer, comedian, and man about town, Mr. Louis Bishop.
Hi, Chris.
Oh, hey, Louie. How are you? This is like a nice little reunion.
Yeah,
Awesome.
nice little reunion.
Nice.
I'm going to read this bio that I did not make up, Gary. So the listeners...
I didn't ask if you made it up. I know you didn't make it up. It's true. Did you write it?
No, I did not write it.
Okay.
This is Chris's bio, listeners. Chris Calegero is a comedian and writer in Brooklyn. He's been featured on Fusion TV and AOL's 2-Point Lead web series. He has featured and performed in Brooklyn, in the Cape Fear, and the Jersey City Comedy Festivals. And you co-host and produce a non-traditional late-night live show called Not Quite Midnight. Everyone, Chris Calegero.
Yeah, hello. Oh, you guys make a boy feel at home.
Yeah, we do. We're going to make you feel super at home. Now, Chris, in fairness, we called you once. You weren't there. We held for a few minutes, and we did a made-up version of Hotel California that was Hotel Nashville that involved a lot of callbacks from what we talked about earlier in the episode. And I don't think you can top it, but let's see how it goes.
That's not very nice.
I feel like you could, Chris.
Chris, with your lack of comedic talent, you're really going to be in trouble
because
now. Blair Postman says.
Because Wills and Lewis crushed it. It had nothing to do with me.
No,
it was
listen.
We have every confidence in you, Chris.
Yes.
Every confidence.
Oh, and Wills is naked, by the way.
Look,
yeah, that's true.
Chris is from New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. I think we understand each other.
I thought you said Brooklyn.
Well, no, he lives in Brooklyn now. One's from Jersey.
Oh, by the way, this morning I was reading on Facebook, a friend of mine from high school that I haven't seen in 31 years has an apartment for rent in Brooklyn. So if you could help her out, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she can come crash with us.
Yeah.
Well, no, she needs to rent her extra apartment
well, maybe
out.
I'll take it.
So if you'd rent it, I'd appreciate it.
Maybe I'll take
I know
it.
we don't know
Yeah,
each other.
And use it to go
Thanks,
do
man.
comedy.
No, he said he'd do it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I might want to use it. Okay, we'll talk about that later. All right.
Can I say something to Chris real quick?
Sure.
Chris, I just want to apologize for that mean lady that's from New Jersey. I'm from the South, and I thought she was being very rude to you. I have all the hope and belief that you can do great, and I love you.
Wow.
Oh, boy, this is great. I love you, too.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you so much for defending me.
You're welcome.
Poor Chris.
He's also getting to work on making biscuits from scratch for you, because that's how we do things down here.
I have a question. How many men do you say I love you
Pop them
to?
into FedEx and get them up here.
Oh, Gary,
Sounds good.
Gary's very jealous.
How many men do you say I love you to, Bishop?
Well, it's not how many I say I love you, it's how many I don't say it to.
Hey,
How
Bishop,
many
I
is
love
that?
you.
Are there any?
Well, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Well, okay.
well,
Look,
whatever.
we don't have time for this lovers' quarrel because we have some very important sports-related topics to talk to Chris about. Now, Chris, you said you did grow up. Where did you grow up in New Jersey exactly?
I grew up for the first 10 years of my life in Jersey City and then moved to the burbs of Morris County.
Okay, and you told us that sports is a big part of your life and your family,
Oh, yeah.
and you played all kinds of stuff growing up in school and intramurals, and then you told me that your fandom is focused on the Jets and the Devils.
Ouch.
Yeah.
The Jets and
yeah.
the Devils. So let's start with the Jets. And usually,
Why not? They're an exciting NFL team, and they always have been.
okay. I think there was one year that they were,
Yeah, it was 1969.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just a boy.
I was just a boy.
I've always wondered. So I grew up in Bergen County, New Jersey, and whatever, football. But everyone around me was a Giants fan, and I always wonder. And then you come across these people from South Jersey, and most of them are Eagles fans, and so I understand that divide, geographic divide. But then I never understand what turns someone into a Jets fan. Like, what circumstances in their life they live in North Jersey, or South Jersey, but they're Jets. What happened? Why the Jets?
Well, the Jets were when the Jets came around, the Jets were like the cool alternative to like this ain't your daddy's football team,
right?
And, they were
like the
when did the Jets come around?
Like in the late 60s.
The Jets came around in the early 60s,
right?
And it was like the AFL was like really cool, and then all of a sudden they got Joe Namath, so they were like the coolest team that you could root for, and like Giants fans were always like the Giants were like the establishment team, so it was like a bunch of dads who liked the Giants, and then they had these like young kids in like the early 60s who were like, well, this team's much cooler, and they also play in New York,
like the ABA of football.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
but didn't anybody find it odd? Didn't Joe Namath go to Alabama?
Joe Namath did go to Alabama. Yeah, Joe Willie.
That's a strange, flagship to carry New York City. The boy from University of Alabama.
They just
but he was so cool.
He's like winners.
Just like the coolest dude.
Yeah.
But you were born in what year?
I was born in 1982.
Okay, so quite a bit after the heyday. We're going to say the first 5 years you didn't fully absorb football. So it's a good 20 years or so after sort of the heyday and the counterculture thrill that was the Jets. So what was your family all Jets fans or what?
Yeah, my dad had season tickets to the Jets.
Well, you might. Now I'll tell you this: if you had season tickets to any professional team, and I do mean any, because it includes even the Jets, that might make you a fan.
Yeah. That's your Jeff Foxworthiness.
Right?
You might be a fan.
If you have a jersey of your favorite player, you might be a fan.
So my dad had these tickets. He doesn't have them anymore, but like I used to go to like all these Jets games and watch Kenny O'Brien tear it up in the lovely confines of East Rutherford, New Jersey, and so like that, when you're a kid and like you either pick a team or like you just go along with what your dad had, like then I just became a Jets fan.
Okay.
How much did you enjoy the Chad Pennington years in the Jets?
I love Chad Pennington.
I thought he was great. Yeah.
Loved him.
What was the wide receiver?
Randy Moss.
No, was that Randy Moss?
No, but Randy Moss played with him in college and always said he was a great quarterback and didn't get enough recognition.
Right. Randy Moss said that Chad Pennington was the favorite quarterback that he ever played with.
Now, who's your favorite Jets player of all time?
My favorite Jets player of all time is Wayne Corbett.
I don't know.
See, that was the wide receiver I was talking about.
Undersized wide receiver.
He was like the prototypical
scrappy.
Yes, scrappy. Yes,
scrappy. Yeah, that's what you call undersized white guys.
Yes,
call them scrappy.
Scrappy do. All right.
He was like 5.
He was like the Patriots guy. Who's the Patriots little scrappy guy that they had for so long? He was like
Rob
that.
Gronkowski?
No, he's not little.
6'7".
Yeah.
I like having fun.
I like that you think that the guy that's 6'9" and a bodybuilder is small.
It was a joke.
Way to make us feel bad about ourselves.
Now I do have what I think. Tell me if I'm right about this. Moving on to the Devils. In the 80s, I can't remember if it was an expansion team or if they had moved from another city, but New Jersey got a team. A professional team, and it was actually called the New Jersey whatever. It was, even though they played in Jersey, it was the New York Jets and Giants. It was, the New York Rangers. I think the Nets, when they were there, were still the New York Nets, or were they New Jersey?
Yeah, for a little while they were.
They were. And I was growing up, I was in high school in the 80s, and whether it was an expansion team or other, we got a professional team that was actually had the
willing to admit that it was in New Jersey.
Willing to admit they were in New Jersey, and that turned a lot of people into fans. Is that similar to what happened to you, or was it just their winning years when you were coming up?
The Devils were my uncle was a big hockey fan, and living in New Jersey and knowing that, and like getting into sports, so I got into hockey like a little bit. I would say I probably got into hockey when I was like 10 years old or something. And this was like right before Broder got there. And I just was like, oh, well, I live in New Jersey and these are the New Jersey Devils.
Right.
And this is who I will root for.
Yes. It's very, I mean, whenever anybody actually names themselves something with starting New Jersey, it gets very exciting.
And now then they had the New Jersey Nets. And then when the Nets left for Brooklyn, Jersey did this great thing where they call themselves Jersey's team, like, you know, the only team in New Jersey, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. And here's where you diverge. You get Jets, Nets, Devils, Mets fans, but you are not a Mets fan.
I'm a Yankees fan.
You're a Yankees fan.
Yep.
Explain yourself.
I grew up in a house divided. This is like really.
This is like War of the Roses in 16th century Britain.
Chris, just so none of these guys are from up there. I'm not crazy, right? I mean, it's usually like Giants, Rangers, Yankees, and then Jets, Devil, or Jets, Mets. You know, they go together. But you split the ticket. And so you've done Jets and Yankees, and that they don't usually go together.
He's pulled a Donald Trump and come from outside the establishment.
Yes, he has. So you had a house divided.
Yeah, all my dad's side of the family is Mets fans. So they're Mets and Jets, and then all my mom's side is Yankees fans. They don't really care. My mom doesn't really care about football too much, but she always grew up as a Yankee fan, and so in my house it was kind of like, you know, who are you going to like? And I am a Yankees fan and my brother's a Mets fan.
Yeah. And in fairness, you know, late 80s, the Mets were up to early 90s. They were the shit. And, you know, you had Seinfeld on and he liked the Mets and it was, they had a little surge around that, probably around when you were really paying attention.
It really is. It's War of the Roses. You know, Henry VIII is sitting on his fat ass in London, unaware that in Manchester, Edward II is putting together a war machine.
It's exactly like that. Precisely like that.
Right. Exactly.
House divided. I got you.
Hey, so tell me, I saw a little piece of a clip. I didn't get to do a lot of research on it, but what's this AOL 2-point lead thing that you've done? That sounded neat.
I got to do this. A friend of mine is like a producer on it, and I got to do this segment about the one day Bill Belichick was the head coach of the New York Jets.
Oh.
Because he was supposed to take over from Parcells, and then they hired him, and a day later he resigned by writing on a napkin that he resigns as HC of the New York Jets.
Wow.
And so
that sounds about right.
That napkin sold on eBay for $28,000.
Did it for real?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Is it because he found out that the Jets aren't allowed to have?
Somebody had that framed to be like the saddest Jets memorabilia ever.
Right.
That and Favre's jersey.
Like
Joe Namath's knee brace.
Yeah, what about that remember that whole Brett Favre thing? That was a thing. Sorry.
His dick pic? Yeah. Somebody's got that framed somewhere.
Yeah. Right.
That was the thing.
So I did this talk about like what it would have been like if, you know, what it was like to be a Jets fan and what it would have been like if Belichick had stayed, and I got this interviewed, and it was really cool. And when it got tweeted out, Wayne Corbett had filmed a part for it too, and he like retweeted me, and I was like, that's
awesome.
Pretty cool. So yeah,
that's so cool.
I don't know who that is, but it does sound exciting.
My favorite Jet of all time, Blair. Weren't you listening?
Oh yeah, the guy.
She only asked the questions.
The scrappy guy.
Yeah.
I'm also.
You got to complicate it by answering.
I'm running down. I'm all about what's next. I got to keep into the what's
next.
So
in '86, when the Mets and Red Sox played the most exciting World Series of all time, you were at home waiting for Derek Jeter to hit sexual maturity so he could lead the Yankees back to greatness. Is that?
I'm always waiting for Derek Jeter to hit sexual maturity.
Right. All right. Well, you missed a good series, by the way.
And scene on that one.
Right.
That was wow. Yeah. All right. So the what we always do, Chris, with our comedian guests who we force to talk not about comedy but about sports or sports-ish things, is we take the things they've said they're interested in or something in their background, and we come up with a game. And we play this game with them, and if you win, you get nothing. But if you lose, you are ridiculed. So, I mean, it's a no-win. It's a no-win, so the pressure is off.
It depends on how you lose. If you lose because the questions are impossible, Blair gets ridiculed and not you.
Yeah,
it depends.
That's true.
She's famous for
yes, but these are
asking difficult questions.
I think these are in the zone. They're not too easy and not too hard. I think.
All right, so we got to Goldilocks this.
Yeah,
The story behind number 3 is the funniest thing I've read on the internet in a week.
But you're gonna wait for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I know.
This is exciting.
All right. So what we're doing is we're doing
maybe 2 weeks.
Epic fails, sports and other New Jersey edition. All right.
Hell yeah.
So these are epic fails, sports and other New Jersey edition.
I would just like to point out that the first question starts on July 11th, 1804.
Yes.
Good luck.
One day after my birthday.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Oh, you're a Cancer. Okay.
Wow. Did you just call our guest a Cancer?
Yeah. I said, wow, you're a Cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, like the sign.
Yes,
oh,
astrological sign.
Never mind.
Detriment to this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, right. Wow. All right, well,
You're kind as a Cancer to us.
No.
Okay.
His birthday
I gotcha.
makes him
All right.
okay. Gary, why don't you finish reading that question? Why don't you start off number 1?
On July 11th, 1804, a duel between this former U.S. Secretary of Treasury and a vice president on the Weehawken Cliffs resulted in one of them being shot dead and the other's indictment on murder charges and the end of his political career. Who were they?
Aaron Burr, Alexander Hamilton.
Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding.
there we
All right. You're starting off strong, Chris. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Wills, you want to take number 2?
All right. This New Jersey native and Olympic track star once sang the national anthem before a then New Jersey Nets game with disastrous results. Who was it?
Oh, Carl Lewis.
All right.
On fire.
Did you see it live or something? Did you see
No, but I remember it. Have you ever seen the video? It's
Yeah, it's really
I
bad.
I had the opportunity to see it, but I wouldn't watch it because I was afraid.
You should watch it. It's funny, but it's bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
why
bad.
they was he trying to be a singer?
I don't remember. I think it was just they thought it would be like good PR. He was like an Olympic hero.
Yeah, and he's a New Jersey. He is a New Jersey native.
Yeah.
But wow. Okay.
And you can't throw the first pitch at a Nets game, so all they can offer you is singing the national anthem.
Yeah, but if I was to win an Olympic gold medal tomorrow, I still couldn't sing.
Right. Right.
Right. That's the thing. It's like just because you're really good at one thing doesn't mean you can do anything else.
Boy, do I know that. All right. I'll ask number 3 here. In 1972, officials with a New Jersey utility company and a partnership.
This is true, by the way.
Yeah, and a partnership called Offshore Power Systems met on a yacht off the Jersey shore to sign a $1.1 billion deal to build a floating nuclear power plant in Florida and tow it to New Jersey. According to Smithsonian.com, the project met with delay after delayed and was eventually scuttled by President Jimmy Carter. And by the way, it was supposed
nice
to
choice of the word scuttled, by the way.
It was supposed to remain just floating off the Jersey shore. That was the plan. But this was scuttled after President Jimmy Carter issued a moratorium on new nuclear power plants after which disaster that happened not far from New Jersey.
3 Mile Island.
Yes, ding, 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 ding. Gary, was there something you wanted to add about that?
I just like this was not some quack nutbag like won the lottery and spin it building a floating nuclear power. It was the New Jersey, whatever the big electrical authority in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Was gonna sign the contract for $1.1 billion to have a floating nuclear plant. Speaking of scuttled, what would happen? When it hit a big barnacle and the thing went under,
or say Hurricane Sandy.
Yes,
happens.
what happens when Hurricane Sandy hits the nuclear? They thought they had it bad now.
I do like the idea that you're like, if somebody won the lottery, there's got to be one person out there who'd be like, all right, time for my nuclear power.
Right.
Finally, my dreams.
Or Dr. Evil builds it. Something.
I need a mountaintop. All right.
A hurricane hitting a floating nuclear power plant is the perfect comic book origin.
Okay, yes, it is.
You telling me Schwarzenegger wouldn't star in that?
Yes, Schwarzenegger would star in that.
Yeah.
Who would star in your version of the comic book movie, Chris, where the floating nuclear power plant is hit by a hurricane and then somebody gets strange powers?
Oh, and then my person would probably be Channing Tatum.
Oh, okay.
Word.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. What about you, Lewis? You got anybody for that? Who'd star in that movie?
I would do Robert De Niro, but make him dress as a woman.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
I like that.
What's the hero?
I would get you remember the movie Young Einstein?
Yes.
I would get that
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Buckaroo
Yahoo
Bond?
Serious.
Yahoo
Yes,
Serious.
I would get him.
Yahoo Serious?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I feel like the guy's name would be like Nuclear Wave or something like that.
Nuclear Wave.
Right.
Maybe a former Detroit Piston Vinny Microwave Johnson could play that role.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's very specific. Oh, wow.
Chernobyl chum.
Chris is laughing because he knows about sports and he knew who that
I do
was.
know about sports. When I was on my freshman basketball team, they called me Microwave because I shot like Vinnie Johnson.
Wow. Nice. All right. Question number 4. You're doing unusually good, and you can't hear this, but Lewis is playing a selection of songs from New Jersey artists. Baby, we're born to run.
Ideal.
Yes. During a November 19th, 1978 game against the Eagles, the Giants had possession of the ball and a 17-12 lead with 31 seconds left. All this Giants quarterback had to do was take a knee and run out the clock for the win. Instead, under orders from offensive coordinator Bob Gibson, he handed off to running back Larry Zonka.
And it was offensive.
And fumbled the ball off Zonka's hip. Eagles cornerback Herman Edwards. Is that the guy who's on? Oh, the
same
coach?
Herman Edwards. That's his claim to fame.
You played to win.
Put things together. Herman Edwards picked. Is that the Mike and Mike man?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying to Gary right now.
Yes, it is.
Herman Edwards picked it up and ran it in for a touchdown for an Eagles win. Who was that Giants quarterback?
Oh man, I was really hoping you were going to ask who the Eagle was. The Giants quarterback was. I'm wondering if he was there yet, but Phil Simms?
No. Did you know it was Herman Edwards though?
I didn't know it was Herman Edwards just because he coached the Jets and they would talk about that.
Yeah.
No, it's Joe
Pisarcik.
Yeah.
Oh, Pisarcik.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that.
Yes.
You're still doing extremely well. Ugh. All right, I feel like I got to buck him up after what I said at the beginning.
I know, but if he ever went back and listened to all the other episodes, which is probably going to happen tomorrow, he would realize how stupid most of these people are.
No, would you stop it? All right, number 5, Gary.
Okay. This retail entertainment complex at the New Meadowlands has reportedly had a construction startup again with a planned opening of 2018. But the history of the place, famously dubbed the ugliest building in America, a decade past its if you see a picture, it is butt ugly.
I'm sure you've seen it.
A decade past its originally scheduled opening date, millions of dollars over budget, reads like a cross between a Wall Street thriller and absurd tragicomedy. What is that complex's current name? Extra points for former name.
I believe it was Xanadu.
It was Xanadu.
That's the former name.
Ding, 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 ding. Do you know what the current name is?
I don't know what the current name is.
I'm pretty impressed with the Xanadu thing. This is pretty terrible for other reasons. They thought this was an improvement. American Dream.
Yes, Dusty Rhodes' estate is suing them right now.
Something, right.
Xanadu.
But I remember it as Xanadu because reading about it a lot.
Do you know one other lyric from that?
Now that you're here, now that we're near.
The musical portion of the podcast?
Every portion is the musical portion of the podcast.
Yeah, we do a lot of singing on this show.
It's a lot.
We do a lot of singing in this episode in particular.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you definitely half credit. I mean, I was pretty impressed. All right, Wills, number 6.
All right, this annual competitive event among one woman from each state and the District of Columbia was held in Atlantic City every year from 1921 to 2006. It moved to Las Vegas. By 2013, people clamored for it to move back to Atlantic City, and it's been there ever since. Not sure which part is the real fail, but what is the event?
It's a Miss America pageant.
Yes, ding, 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 ding. Yes.
You know, you have not made these questions as hard as you. There's not been one question about, like, the Council of Trent or a formula for clean nuclear power.
Gary, you haven't. We got to turn the page.
It's not over.
Ixnay on the Council of Rent Trade. All right. I'll read 7.
Okay.
How you doing over there, Mr. Bishop?
I'm good.
Okay, good.
This mix is amazing.
This mix is crushing that you can't hear.
Yeah.
You'll hear it in the podcast, Chris.
Oh, I'm very excited about it.
Okay.
He's not listening to the podcast.
Oh, I listen to my voice all the time.
Okay, there you go.
But not to this.
All right.
Chris records his grocery shopping list into his voice memos and just has it play back to him at the grocery store.
Oh, you know what?
I make him play it through the PA system. After.
Chris, this is Chris. Don't forget the eggs.
That would be awesome. Okay. All right. Number 7 out of 10 questions here. Chris,
this is Chris. Count that. They gave you the wrong change.
Nice.
I just anticipate that happening.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay. The airship/blimp era screeched to a spectacular halt when this ship burst into flames while landing in Lakehurst, New Jersey. The disaster claimed the lives of 36 people and received an unprecedented amount of media coverage, and it was known for the memorable line from the commentator, "Oh, the humanity." What was the name of that ship?
Oh, that's the big old Hindenburg.
That's right. Ding, 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 ding.
You know, less famously, I once burst into flames when I landed in Lakehurst, New Jersey, and it received almost no press coverage.
I know. But that was a
People in New
PC.
Jersey don't care about that anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
and that was a PCP thing, I
Yes,
think. Yeah,
right.
okay.
No, I was just full of nitrogen. That's all.
They should have known that was flammable.
Yeah, right.
Okay. You know what the part of the story
How
about
about
that?
somebody spring $2 for a no smoking sign?
No, but they were allowed to
I mean,
smoke.
right?
But here's the thing. It was amazing if you see the video, and there was video. First of all, it's amazing there was video, but there was. But they had about 2/3 of the people lived.
The iPhone 7 wasn't even out.
I know. 2/3 of the people lived.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is pretty amazing. I mean, it also, I believe, served as the basis for the Blimpie sandwich shop.
Which is
Really? Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm totally kidding.
Very important.
Okay.
They-
But if you get a chance to have a Blimpie, it's great.
yeah, it's very spicy.
There's just a deli entrepreneur on the side watching, like, I have an idea.
Opportunity
Yes.
knocks or explodes. All right, Gary, number 8.
This New Jersey city claims to be the birthplace of the first organized baseball game. However, Cooperstown and AA for most of history snatched that claim away, though with dubious documentation. What city is it?
The birthplace of Frank Sinatra and baseball, Hoboken, New Jersey.
That's right. Ding, 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 ding. You are crushing it. All right, Wills. Number 9. Number 9.
All right, soon
number
after
9. Sorry.
Music. Soon after Trump bought the Generals after the USFL's inaugural season, which was played in the spring of 1983, he started pushing his fellow owners to move the league's game to the fall and go head-to-head with the NFL. After the league's third season, the owners agreed to move to a fall schedule in 1986. Several teams were having financial difficulties at the time, and the league lacked the fall TV contracts that supported the NFL. USFL instead tried to take on the NFL in the courts by filing an antitrust lawsuit. The hope was that the USFL would either merge with the established league or win a sizable settlement. The merger never happened, and despite winning the lawsuit, the USFL was ultimately awarded only $3 for its trouble. The league soon folded, and Trump's push for the fall schedule and a lawsuit against the NFL is generally cited as the main reason. What team did Trump own?
Trump owned the New Jersey Generals?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
You know, actually, they only awarded him $1, but you get $3 because of
Yeah,
treble damages in the
That's true.
antitrust suit.
They had treble damages.
Same with tree damage. If somebody cuts your tree down, you get treble damages.
Yeah, there's certain things where you get treble damages.
All right.
I was a lawyer
And they
for a
promised
minute.
him the presidency.
Yeah,
Right.
20-something
You're not going to
years
get any money, but 25 years later,
Yeah, it's a lot like that
you'll be the
scene
most
in-
powerful person in the
a lot
world.
like that scene in Caddyshack,
I can't wait
Right.
for him to
Yeah.
start.
So Trump had that going for him.
which is nice.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
What, we're all going to get laid?
Yeah.
That's the scene?
No,
Yes,
the scene
yeah,
where
that's-
it's like, but llama,
Danny, I'm not pregnant.
llama, how about a little something, for the effort?
Right. I think he realized.
Yeah.
I just want to impress him. Okay, this is your last question. You've done unbelievably well. This might be an unprecedented number of points.
It's going to be
scored.
9 out of 10 would be the record for this game.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, boy.
No pressure. I think I feel good about this. This mythical creature is commonly described as a kangaroo-like entity with the head of a goat, leathery bat wings, horns, small arms, and clawed hands, cloven hooves, and a forked tail. It has been reported to move quickly and often is described as emitting a blood-curdling scream. No, it's not me. And was born to Mother Leeds circa 1735. It's not even scary so much as just it's really screwed up looking. That's my note. This is our monster that we name things after. What is the name of this creature?
This is the Pine Barrens' own Jersey Devil,
That's
baby.
right. Ding, 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 ding. Wow. 9.5. 9.5.
Jesus.
Oh, my God. Everybody's Got a Hungry Heart is playing. No, actually 8.5 points.
Yes, I was going to say missed one.
8.5 points.
He did miss one. Well, that's a record, I think.
That is
All right,
easily
Chris,
a record.
nice.
Chris,
I'm
we
very happy with how I did
love
that.
having you on. Hey, is there? Yay! Amazing job, amazing job.
Chris, can I just say real quick? Now that you've won, just remember who was with you at the beginning. Not all these people that love you now.
Right.
Because their love will leave as quickly as your winning leaves. So you better keep winning,
Amen.
baby.
Well, now that sounds like a threat.
It's a goddamn
It's
threat.
just the way the world
Be on my
works.
toes.
Yeah. Hey, if you have anything coming up or any shows you're doing in New York or elsewhere that you'd like to tell the nice people about?
Yes, I run a show called Stories from People Who Poop Their Pants.
Oh wow, okay.
Nice.
And I'm doing a show in Chicago on June 30th at Motor Row Brewing, and it's going to be really great.
Oh my God,
we're sponsored by Squatty Potty.
Now, do they have to be?
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing. They have to be true stories.
Yes.
Verifiable in some way.
Well,
they have to ring
honor
true.
System.
All right, we'll work on it. We'll work on some stories for you.
If you guys want to send me a story, I can read it.
I got one.
All right, could it be about somebody else that we know? If we witnessed it? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I got one.
We're going to work on that, Chris. Chris, thank you so much, and we've loved having you. We'll talk to you shortly.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Bye. Oh, I like this. Well, I went to the Baltimore Jack. I went out for the ride.
Why do you think Bruce Springsteen was singing to our cat?
All right. Guys, that's going to be an end to this episode of My Fantasy Wife podcast. Check out all our episodes and links to Stitcher and iTunes and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and everything else at My Fantasy Wife podcast. Thank you, Mr. Bishop, for taking us out with the rock and roll stylings of Mr. Bruce Springsteen.